Hello and welcome to my channel on which I talk about all things makeup related, from doing commentary on the beauty industry, talking about consumerism, talking about new makeup products and my commentary on that, and also just being creative and having fun with makeup in general. But today I want to talk about the idea of wearing makeup during quarantine. Is it really necessary? Should you wear it? Should you not wear it? And is it overkill? Now, if you are somebody who is viewing my channel not for the first time, then you probably already know my answer to this question. And the answer should be pretty obvious. You should definitely wear makeup during quarantine if that is what you want to do. What I want to truly spotlight in this video is society's perception as to whether or not you should be wearing makeup during this time. I've seen a multitude of articles on the subject. I'll put some of them down below if you're interested in checking some of them out, but there are so many articles on this topic circulating on the internet, from people recounting their own experiences to people talking about their own opinions. I saw this article in which this girl was talking about like wearing makeup during quarantine, how it's almost taboo in her eyes because people are just commenting on how she should be letting her skin breathe and how she shouldn't be wearing makeup when she's sitting at home and doing absolutely nothing. What's the point of it if people are not going to see you? And what's the point of posting photos of yourself on the internet with makeup on if you haven't left your house? And whenever I've like recounted people's comments towards me in the past when it comes to me wearing makeup in my regular day-to-day life, people have a lot of things to say sometimes, because I think makeup is so tied to this like sort of, I think, misguided notion that makeup is in and of itself a blanket that we put on to hide ourselves, to hide our true natures from what society can look at. So yes, makeup is thought of as being a security blanket for us to put on in the morning to make us feel more confident and better because it hides our imperfections. When really, in my mind, makeup is a form of self-care, because when you put makeup on, you have, in a sense, this armor, but you also have on your face a representation of what you want to show to the world and what you want to be for the world. For a little bit, like I think it was 2 years ago, I decided to like wear no makeup in my everyday life, and I basically would go to class and wear absolutely no makeup whatsoever. Of course, I would sit on this channel and I would have makeup on, but I just didn't wear any makeup. And at that time, that was the right decision for me because that's what I wanted to do. But gradually I realized that whenever I would choose to wear makeup in my day-to-day life, it didn't matter how much makeup I was wearing, it didn't matter what the look was, I felt like my mood changed, and in a sense I felt like I was able to do a better job of living my day-to-day life when I had makeup on. I was trying to think of why that was, and I came to the realization that makeup for me is an opportunity to take care of myself every single day, every single morning. I don't wear makeup so I can hide who I am from the rest of the world. I am fully aware of, whenever I do wear makeup, that I am deemed, I would say, more beautiful, or like more in keeping with what society deems as beautiful, but I don't necessarily think of myself as any less beautiful when I'm not wearing any makeup versus when I am. Yes, there are aspects of my face or like my physical being that I'm not necessarily too confident about, but that is the same for when I am wearing makeup. You know, those things don't necessarily go away. You can change some things about your physical appearance, but you can't change all of it. I feel like I just equate makeup and like fashion and just grooming in general with femininity. I don't necessarily speak about this that much on this channel, but I really think I should change that, because for me, femininity is so important in my everyday life. And I feel like when I was younger, I was super into looking into history. I was super into like learning about the Victorian era, and I was so interested in just like looking at like old Hollywood glamour shots and all that stuff. I was super interested in like just looking at images from like the pinup era, or well, looking at pinup images in general, because I loved that look. I think that changed a little bit as I started going into high school, because I started viewing makeup as more of like something to be ashamed about. Like I started viewing makeup as, if you're putting makeup on, then it means that you're girly and you're feminine, and you shouldn't be like that. You should be like all rock and roll. You should be like a tomboy because that's what people like. But then I was like, hold up, wait a minute. This happened, like this revelation happened to me like last year. I like being a woman. I enjoy it. I look at myself, like I look at myself in all my femininity, and I love it. I think I'm so beautiful. I think every woman around the world is so beautiful because of our feminine energy. And yes, that sounds so weird, feminine energy, but really when you think about what it is, what it equates, we have, like as women, we have like this beautiful aura, this beautiful sense of self that was given to us and us alone as like the species of woman. And for me, when I think of putting makeup on, I am highlighting those feminine features of myself. When I think of putting on like a good outfit, I'm highlighting that feminine energy. When I think of like just grooming myself in a certain way, making sure my hair looks good, making sure I look good, I like that because for me it makes me more womanly, and it makes me more of like a, I would say, more of like a stronger woman in that sense, because I'm able to assemble this package and bring it forward into the world and show everybody and show myself that I can be the best self that I can be. And that's kind of why I want to look good every single day that I can, regardless of whether or not I'm in quarantine, because I feel like whenever I look good, I'm able to act the best possible way that I can. I'm able to be the kindest I can be. I'm able to be the smartest I can be. And yes, I'm gonna have good days and I'm gonna have bad days. But I feel like whenever I am putting makeup on, whenever I'm putting on clothes that look good on me, that I know look good on me, whenever I am just holding myself in a particular way, I am more feminine. And for me, femininity is my superpower. Well, one of my many superpowers. And I am truly of the belief that femininity and the art of looking good and the art of feeling good in and of it yourself is so tied to feminism. But tragically, society doesn't necessarily view looking good as a woman as tied to feminism, when really I think that that should be the case. But essentially, I'm of the belief that you should be whatever kind of woman, man, being that you want to be. But for me, I definitely think that looking good and just acting a certain way and just wearing makeup whenever you can is not going to make you any less of a feminist. And I feel like that's something that I believed like a few years ago, and I don't necessarily know how I believed that or like what necessarily caused me to come into that belief. But I really do think that like right now, during this pandemic, during this time of well, crisis, right now it is more important, more than ever, to really take care of yourself. Because I really think that the ritual of taking care of yourself as a woman, as a man, as a they, as anything really, it just really just boosts your mental health so much, because when you're taking care of yourself, regardless of what you're doing, you essentially feel good or feel a little bit better about your surroundings, because you're able to almost really control a small part of what's happening to you. Because we can't necessarily control the world, we can't necessarily control our surroundings, but by looking a certain way, by wearing makeup, by looking good, in my mind, I'm able to control a small portion of the world around me, and it kind of has a domino effect. I'm able to sort of take comfort in knowing that I'm able to control that little part of myself and use it to sort of try and attempt to make the best of a bad situation. So, in my personal opinion, if you are not wanting to wear makeup during quarantine, that is totally fine. You do you. You do what makes you feel better. But if you want to wear a full face of makeup during quarantine at home, it's fine. Just do that. Like, there's so many videos right now on the internet filled with tips on how to take care of your hair without going to the salon, how to take care of yourself, just do like DIY hacks and all that sort of stuff. And I love that because it just brings me so much joy to understand that so many people are really interested in sort of like not only taking care of themselves, but motivating others to also take care of themselves. Just because we're in a very terrible situation worldwide doesn't necessarily mean that our mental health has to also be compromised. And I feel like one of the many ways that this is a terrible situation is that we're stuck in our own heads, we're stuck in our own homes, and for so many of us that is such like a terrible place to be stuck in, because we don't necessarily have the ability to be with our families. Sometimes we don't have the ability to be with our friends, to be with the people that we seek comfort in. And I think that having like that little bit of self-care can really go such a long way. Yes, you can watch Netflix. Yes, you can like cook all the food that you want. Yes, you can sort of like eat some chips on the couch. Yes, you can try to work out. But I definitely think that putting a little bit of makeup on, looking good in the way that you know how, looking good in a way that makes you comfortable can do so much to really just boost your mood, to really just like in a sense make your body and your mind sort of get tricked into thinking that everything is relatively normal, everything is kind of all right, when of course it is not. But we can sort of like try and push our like mental state into like a better realm just by doing these little things. And I mean, of course this doesn't apply to everybody, this is just like my own opinion. I kind of like have been trying to wear makeup every single day, maybe not wear like a full face of makeup, but what I do is I just like do like a winged liner, and like I just usually fill in my eyebrows, maybe put on like a little bit of lipstick, and for me that is enough to really just like make myself, I would say, more in tune with my femininity, and I find comfort in that. I truly feel like we all find comfort in so many different ways in our lives. We all find comfort from doing activities, from talking to people, from just doing whatever, but I definitely think that I personally, and I'm pretty sure so many others, find comfort in femininity and having that familiarity surround us, and wearing makeup and having that outfit on and just pampering yourself really allows me personally to be more in tune with my femininity, and that is a sense, that is a source of comfort during this very difficult time. But yes, so that is all I have to say for this video. I had a lot to say, but I hope that I was relatively articulate in whatever I was saying. I'm gonna go ahead and go downstairs and eat some apple cobbler that my sister has made, because I helped her with her homework and she is gonna make me apple cobbler, and she makes a very good apple cobbler, and I'm very excited about eating some. So thank you so much for watching till the end of this video. I hope that you're doing okay wherever you are, and I will see you next time. Bye.